Hi guys, I hope you're having an awesome day today. Let's get some oracle cards and check into the energies right now. See what's in the air, what's in store for you at this time. Okay, so the first ones that we have are the dragon, strength and wisdom. The shield, you are safe from harm. And the raven, darkness looms on the horizon. So to start with that energy of the raven and darkness, this doesn't feel to be anything ominous or foreboding. This is somebody who is actually very determined to provide and protect. This is somebody who has set their sights on you and is like, she's mine or he is mine, and I will let nothing stand in the way of clearing out obstacles that would interfere with the furtherance of a connection. This is somebody that wants to put your fears to rest in terms of any like trust issues you have as far as romance is concerned. This person may come across as very intense and determined, where you might have dealt with people in the past that were kind of wishy-washy. They didn't know what they wanted. They didn't know if they were coming or going. This person took one look at you and was like, oh yes, they will be mine. And they've been kind of plotting behind the scenes. It feels like trying to get an introduction with you, trying to figure out how to approach you, trying to do a little bit of detective work to sort of find out, do you have anyone in your life right now? Are you seeing anyone? Is there any competition? Because this is somebody that is not going to easily be thwarted. This is not somebody that cares if you have other people that you're talking to at this particular point in time, or, you know, maybe an ex you've been doing some back and forth with. There's a sense that this person knows what they bring to the table. They may exude a lot of confidence. It feels like somebody that is they've like wrestled their own ego and have come into control of that in some sort of way. They know that they're the full package and they see you as the full package as well. And so there's a sense of like, I'll do whatever it takes in order to be patient or, you know, to move very quickly, whatever's going to help to sort of convince you that I'm not just here to waste your time or mine, that I'm not just here to give you the same runaround that other guys or other girls did, that I'm not just someone that's kind of looking at you as like an opportunity, but you're somebody that fits very much in the vision of almost like, I didn't think somebody like you existed. I didn't think I would ever find someone like you. I thought maybe I'd have to be alone forever. I'd have to settle. You're like this person's dream girl or their dream guy embodied in the flesh. And it feels like they've taken note of you, and there's almost a stillness within this, almost kind of like, is this person real? I got to pinch myself. Am I dreaming here? Like, is this person really single? Are they really available? Are they really reachable by me in a way that we're not just going to waste one another's time with like an extended talking phase and then, you know, things bottom out from there. But this is the energy of somebody that may be very close to you, like within your community. So it's possible to get together for like face-to-face dates or interactions. Or if this is somebody online that has taken note of you, geographically speaking, you're close enough to one another to where that's not totally outside of the realm of possibility, that like after getting to know one another for a period of time, that you could meet up, that it wouldn't be this like huge expenditure or, you know, this huge process of kind of having to shuffle things around in both of your lives in order to facilitate some kind of greater connection. It feels that this person brings a lot of maturity and also a greater sense of self than you've experienced in partnerships previously or in potential partnerships previously. They're seeing you as a catch, but again, they also know that they are a catch. So there's a sense that they're not going to bring forth the level of maybe being intimidated by you or intimidated by the idea of love and partnership as you've experienced with people previously. It feels like this is a very discerning suitor. They prefer quality over quantity. So let's get a couple more and see what else you need to know. Okay, and we also have the dagger, conflict and danger lie in wait. The spirit, unseen forces watch over you. and serendipity. Bright new prospects are on the horizon. Yeah, so this is the energy that you have, like, you've come into their life almost like an answered prayer. Their biggest fear is that they're going to approach you and something that they weren't able to anticipate, you know, somebody that you got in their life, that it wouldn't be so immediately obvious from an outside perspective, or like a secret admirer perspective. Their biggest fear is that you're going to be like, sorry, I'm taken. Sorry, I'm married. Sorry, I'm not looking for love and romance at this particular point in time. And it feels like this person is very attractive, very grounded, very stable, very successful. They check off a lot of the boxes in terms of somebody that wouldn't immediately bring forth a lot of red flags. And so there's a sense of like, they're not worried that you would reject them on sight or on kind of like whatever it is that they, as far as their pitch is concerned to you. This may also be somebody that's trying to get an introduction to you through like a third party. So like friend of a friend or friend of a family member, could be a colleague, coworker, acquaintance of any of those type of people. It's like, I just need an in with this individual, but I won't know until I shoot my shot. Like, are they available? Are they single? Are they looking for love at this point in time? Or is this someone that's just trying to keep their options open and I'm barking up the wrong tree? And so it feels like this is somebody that, if you're sensing kind of like the tension of something looming on the horizon and your spidey sense has gone off, you know, you're guarding your energy, you're you know, cleansing your energy, you're keeping your protection high, you know, you're remaining very grounded in your own presence, kind of like, what is this? What's coming up on the radar? What now? Sort of an energy. If you've, you know, been through some ups and downs, you've closed out some karmic cycles, and you're like, okay, what now? What do I now have to deal with? This is almost something where you may be misconstruing that kind of perception of almost like stranger danger with the fact of like, no, this is a stranger who actually has a lot to offer. You may be afraid of this kind of energy of wish fulfillment because it's looming on the horizon. And there's a level of determination within this person. It feels like that they don't necessarily want to rush a connection with you, but they don't want to waste time. This is somebody that like, they're going to approach you with love and romance, or, you know, like they're attracted to you, they want to get to know you, they want to take you on a date. They're going to lead with that, or very soon into your encounters or experiences or like conversations with one another, they're going to make that clear. And so there may be some part of you that's even like, hey, I was dealing with people that were indecisive. I, you know, didn't know if they were coming or going. It was back and forth. It was hot and cold, you know, going through the full range of ghosting and people stonewalling you, you know, whatever that's looked like. This is an energy that's very foreign because it's very honest. This is an energy that may seem, it may like have you kind of, your guards gone up at this point, or you're a little more alert, psychically speaking. And it's because this person, it feels like they're that catch you've been looking for. They're the type of person that reflects all of the work that you've done within to raise your standards. This is somebody that is not going to waste your time. Like, even if this doesn't have, you know, forever and ever, we're walking down the aisle and we're sealing the deal with one another in a permanent sense, it feels like this is an experience in love and romance that may help to really cleanse your palate, or be a very refreshing, or like a confidence booster almost. Something that if there is kind of a range of time with this individual, because it feels like for most of you, when this person approaches, yeah, you're gonna go out with them, you're gonna get to know them, you're gonna take them up on their offer, because face to face, like in person, or however they may approach you, it's something where they may put you at ease very, very quickly, very easily. It's just that you're sensing the tension of this determined individual. It's like, I want to get in there, I want to speak to this person, I want to see, like, is there something here, is there compatibility, is there a possibility of anything developing? But beyond all of that, if it's just like a seasonal connection, it's something that you're not going to walk away with the level of like disappointment that past people had instilled within you. You're not going to walk away with a sense of like, that was a waste of time, or I should have seen that coming. This is almost somebody that is a reflection of, you've leveled up, you've raised your standards, and it's a higher quality or caliber of person that now approaches with that idea of serendipity as well. You know, they are kind of looking around and almost feeling like the moment is right. I don't want to miss this moment or this opportunity, because however they've taken note of you or whatever's gone on in their life to kind of lead to this point where now they've caught sight of you. Now they've got all of this motivation to try to kind of initiate like a closer or more intimate or direct, communication with you. It feels like for most of you, you won't have any idea who this is. This would be like complete secret admirer, somebody that you could maybe like energetically sense. There's somebody on my radar, but I'm not exactly sure who it is. But it wouldn't be like, oh yeah, I thought that person had feelings for me and I'm glad they finally spoke on it. This is somebody who's using the element of surprise to their advantage. But it feels like it's something that will help you to kind of fully embody like a new cycle for yourself, romantically speaking. It might even be something where, you go out on some dates with this person and it turns out you're better as friends, and then you've made a new friend, you've made like a new kind of contact or an associate, somebody that feels like would be more than an acquaintance. This person brings forth a lot of trustworthy kind of energy. They're operating at a very high vibration. They're not trying to kind of like mess around or, cause you any sort of trouble or anything like that. And so it feels like this is almost like a matter of when, not if this person approaches, but when, trying to kind of still their nerves. And like, okay, if they reject me, fine, but I couldn't forgive myself if I just sort of let this opportunity pass me by. But there's a sense of almost like they're already bringing a lot of kind of gratitude in. So it's maybe somebody that was single for a while, or somebody that has just had a really hard time connecting with people, and something about you, the way you carry yourself, the way that you dress, the vibe that you give off, whatever it is that they've kind of come to discover or researched and come to know about you, this aligns very deeply in a meaningful sort of way with like qualities and characteristics. Maybe the details of your life are just qualities and characteristics of you as a person that have been forged or unearthed through your experiences, through your life up to this point, that even if they don't know all the details, it's in your vibe, it's in your energy, it's in the way you carry yourself. And this is aligning very deeply with what this person knows for a fact that like they've always wanted and they've searched for in other people. They haven't ever found it, but there's a possibility that you could be that one. You could be that dream person in the flesh, and they're not setting limits for themselves as far as like what can happen. So let's get a couple more just to sort of round out these energies a little bit. Okay, so we have the gate. A barrier keeps you from your goal. The Weaverin, your secrets are safe. And the Talisman, you are destined to succeed. Yeah, so this person, you've activated like the hunter mode in them, their animal instincts. They are looking towards you like there are obstacles here. This person is gatekeeping their life or their personality, or they're seeing you as somebody that is very discerning with who you let in. The company that you keep, your circle may be very small, or you may be a very private person. And this resonates completely with some part of this individual, that it feels like they don't want to just have a connection that's like a sneaky link, or, you're sort of seeing each other on the side. This is somebody that wants and is looking for like meaningful connection, deep connection, long-term connection, commitment with another person. But they're also the type of individual that's like, we don't need to sort of showcase our love through sort of announcing that everywhere. It's like the idea of kind of, if you don't announce things then, prematurely, then there's a better chance that they won't sort of fall apart or be ruined. So there's something about the way that you carry yourself or what you have going on in your life at this point that gives this person enough reassurance of like, there would be some breathing room for us to develop a connection with one another, get to know one another, see if kind of this attraction that I have to this individual. And for you, it's like, you don't know who this is. You don't know if you're attracted to them or not, but they're very certain that they are attracted to you in a lot of ways. But they're stable enough within themselves to know, okay, that's just kind of passion. That's just chemistry. That's just charisma. what happens when we're really face to face? What happens when we're having those conversations? What happens when we're spending time with one another? So they're not rushing ahead of themselves as far as, planning out your wedding or, imagining what your kids would look like. They're not at that point yet within themselves. But there's a sense of kind of like whatever you have going on, whatever vibe you're putting off, however you're living your life, it gives them enough kind of place of quiet or almost solitude to be able to kind of unleash the beast inside of themselves, to romance you, to court you, to experience something that is just between the two of you before you kind of bring that out into the world at large. So you check off so many boxes for this person. It's almost, at this point in time, they're kind of like, I will win. I will win this person over. I will topple any obstacles that stand in the way. I will be patient if this person has trust issues or if it seems a little out of left field that I'm just approaching, especially if it's not someone that's like friend of a friend, friend of a family member, something like that, where there's like the 6 degrees of separation between the two of you. They're taking that into account. Like, I'm just a random person out there. So I'm going to have to be patient. I'm going to have to play the long game. I'm going to have to strategize. I can't just sort of leap forth and expect that, it's happily ever after right away. So they got a lot of strategy that they're trying to apply at this point. They got their eyes on you. And they see this as almost kind of, there's no way that this person will not kind of give me the time of day. The only thing that would sort of be the limiting factor is if you have someone romantically speaking that they haven't been able to sort of pick up on the energy of, or that's not apparent. Like you may be a very private person. So it's almost like, okay, well, they could have a boyfriend, they could have a husband, they could just be like not into love altogether, or, maybe they're into something other than what I am or who I am. Like they won't know any of that until they make a move forward. But beyond all of that, there's almost a sense of like, I know what I bring to the table. I know what I want. I can see and sense what this person has going on, and I'll do what it takes in order to be patient enough to allow that gatekeeping process to run its course. I'll be patient enough to, allow this kind of organic flow between the two of us to develop into whatever it'll develop into. I'll be patient enough to kind of not get discouraged if the moment that they present themselves, you're not just kind of like open and gushing. Like they're almost kind of anticipating, yeah, somebody like you, it's going to take work, but you're worth the effort. You're worth the time that it will take to put in. You're worth kind of keeping their ego in check so that they don't, kind of get startled or give up too soon. They're seeing you as somebody that they want to make forward progress with, but they're almost looking at it like this is going to take time, and there's some part of them inside that is just like savoring the idea of that, like a slow burn, a slow simmer, a romance that really takes time to kind of develop and to become something very unique. That just delights them, and they're seeing you as the type of person that it is possible to have that experience with. So get ready. It feels like somebody is very determined. They don't consider themselves to be at a disadvantage in this situation. So whatever they're bringing to the table, it feels like it'll be very appreciated by you. It's very desirable. This is actually not someone who will just represent like a karmic lesson or a test if you learned your lessons from the last red flags you were dealing with. This is somebody that is the green light all the way. This is somebody that really brings some stability, something substantial to the equation of your life, and at the very least kind of represents a very positive experience, sort of stepping into a new chapter and a new reality for yourself romantically. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer those through my Etsy shop, and there's a link to that in the description box of the video. I offer a variety of pre-recorded video readings, written readings, and channeled letters. Turnaround time on everything is 7 days from the time of purchase. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well.